Oh my eyes. What's this, people? What is this? Stop building like this. And instead, build like this. Stay in touch because things are about to get explained. Hello and welcome back. Today we'll be explaining what exactly you have to do in order to build yourself unique things. All them ideas of yours that failed so far will be achievable after today's video. Don't skip this video until you found out exactly what I'm on about. Before you actually build something, first thing that you want to do is make sure you have some resources. Now, because we are in the early stages of the game, I don't have access to a lot of diversity, a lot of different blocks. So probably you're in the same boat, and for things to be easy and smooth, I've prepared here oak logs, a couple of spruce logs, and deep slate bricks with stone bricks. Very important, whenever you start a project, regardless of how small or big it is, you need to have at least two different materials. You need to choose something that goes well with the other materials that you want to have in your project. Now, our starter base should be something small to medium. You don't want something too small because you'll probably outgrow it before you even finish it, and you don't want something too big either, especially in the early stages, because we don't have enchanted tools. It's gonna be hard and a struggle to pile up everything that we need for a bigger project. You don't want to start something that you can't finish. If you start with a bigger project, with too big of a project for your stage of the game, you'll burn out, you'll become boring, you'll have to grind or farm resources way too much, and then eventually you'll lose your interest. First tip of the day: never start building your full house. Never go there and start like building a square, like the whole foundation, because if you want a building to be truly unique, you need to take it step by step. First step that you would have to do would be to build the face of the house. Now, why we are focusing just on the face of the house? First of all, I want my house to be facing that way. So let's imagine here it will be my front of the house. Start laying some blocks down just to make it easier to understand. And I will not go with the other sides of the house. Not now. First thing I want to do is establish some sort of idea. I want to see exactly how it will look like, and if my materials work well together. I will just work on this front face. I'm building up this idea of a house, and I will know how the rest will look like afterwards. Now, because I want this to be unique, I don't have the dimensions. I don't know exactly how long or how wide it should be. For now, let's stick with our front of the house and let's build up an idea. Let's see exactly what we can come up with, and we won't start building anything else until we are happy with the final result. That's what we came up with so far. Looks pretty interesting and I kinda like it. I sort of enjoy the idea of having two doors. Second tip of the day would be to never build your house out of one layer. For example, this wall here, just one layer. Every building should have depth. That's what makes a house or a structure look more natural. You need depth. So for our small to medium-ish building, I don't want to go with like three layers. That would be too crazy, but I definitely want at least two layers. Every building should have at least two layers. It gives depth to the building and it makes it seem or look more realistic. Now, for my second layer here, I will probably go ahead with the oak. Okay, now that we are happy with the second layer in place, we've added some glass as well, just to see exactly how it's gonna look up in the end. We're gonna go ahead on the next step. Now, the next step it would be technically working on the rest of it. We have an idea on how it should look like, and we are happy, so that will allow us to see what size we're gonna actually need. I don't really want to start laying blocks over blocks and then in the end just having to remove half of them. That's not the idea, and it's just time consuming. So what I want to do is to think from inside out. For example, I know for sure that I will want to have a second floor. That second floor means I would need to have a stair. Where will that stair be? Kinda like the ideas of having a bigger living room, if that makes sense, like an open space at the entrance. And probably my stair should start somewhere here, and that gives me plenty of room at the start. Now it all depends, as we said, on what exactly you want to build in. We definitely want a second floor to this house, so I'll definitely need that stair. We'll use it as an example. Okay, now that my stair is in place, I have a rough idea about where I want my building to stop. I don't want my stair to end inside the wall. I want to have, let's say, 2 slabs from the stairs till the end of the house, and that gives me a rough idea about where I want my house to end. I could go further away if I want, but definitely not shorter than that. The only thing that I have to do is to work out some windows in the middle and connect these 2 pieces. And there you have it. That's our second wall up in place, and I'm more than happy with it. As I said, we will definitely need to have a second row of blocks for the wall itself. We want depth, but we can work on that later on. We already have the concept of it out there on the first on the face of the house, and we'll just have to make sure we follow the same concept on all 4 sides of the building. Now the next step would be similar as we done with the stairs, to think on what exactly we want to have in the house. Like, what else? Do you want a storage room? Do you want an enchanting room? Do you want, I know, a bedroom, or whatever idea or plan you may have for your building? Now, myself, I would definitely want an enchanting room. Let's say this is our enchanting table, and we have our line of books, just like that. Say about this. Would actually remove this as well, and have like another bookshelf there, and that doesn't really look that bad. It may work. We'll go ahead with this idea. Yeah, we have our enchanting corner there, and we can carry on our next wall now. All done. Pretty happy with the way it looks so far. As you probably noticed, we didn't have to remove many blocks. Now, symmetry in this game is quite essential. Any sort of structure will look bad, will look like really bad if it's not symmetric. There are some exceptions, but majority of the cases, or majority of the times, you'll need symmetry. We didn't have to take like walls down, and I think that's the biggest problem in this game. People will start building something, and then halfway through they'll realize at the end of it they don't match, they don't look the same. Like, this side doesn't look the same with that side, and what you're gonna do, you're gonna like start breaking walls down and rebuilding them and losing time that way. Let's say I've just ended up the building and I didn't plan this enchanting table or this enchanting room here. I would have probably added some windows and then realize, oh, I need an enchanting table, and fill up the windows, break the glass, and so on. That was just an example of how things can go wrong if you don't think in advance. This would be the logic behind building the house from inside out. Now, the height of the house, that's very important. You should have at least 4 blocks up, and the ceiling should be made of slabs. If you want to make the ceiling of full blocks, then you would need to have at least 5 blocks up. It gives me some space from the ceiling down to the window. It gives me enough space from the ground up to the window, and it makes things look realistic. Okay, so Now that we've done all that, we are ready to move on the second floor. Now, second floor should be roughly similar with the ground floor. Yeah, we'll follow the same logic. We'll try to build a wall first, a side first, and then we'll just duplicate that when we are happy with it.
2,000 years later.
After a couple of tries, this is what we came up with. I think it looks pretty awesome. I'm more than happy with the idea, so I want to keep it. I've never done this, and the first couple of tries were, let's say, quite lame. They were bad. So I keep playing around with them until I came up with this, and I think it's just brilliant. Works well with the design and works really good with those corners of the house. Yeah, more than happy. Now the last thing that we have to do would be to just fill in the rest of the roof and make sure every single wall will match what we've started here. And it's almost done. Couple of slabs later and our roof is all in place. From this side, I think it's too many slabs here. There are way too many slabs here, so I'm thinking to add something else. That will do. Adds a bit more detail to it, and in the same time it gives me a window. We'll do this and then we'll see what we came up with. Are you guys ready? Are you ready to see the best starter house was ever built? Look at this beauty. This is great, people. This is great. Quite happy with the results. I still need some glass there, but I've run out. Overall, if I would give myself a grade, I would give me 5. 5 out of 10. Come on, I deserve that. It's quite simple still, and there are things that we can add in order to improve this, such as lanterns, brass details like buttons and stuff. I'll start working on this, and I'll let you criticize this later on. We are on the last stretch of this video, and yeah, this is what we managed to build and do so far. Hope you enjoy it. As we probably mentioned, the interior is not and will not be finished completely. We don't have all the materials that we need because we are in the early start of the game. This would be our starting base, and I'm happy with it. I think it's way more than I need and it looks great. Once again, thanks a lot guys, and I'll see you on the next one.